saw the process of making steam beer. And aside from the obviously technological advances that we've encountered between now and the late 1800s, the process has remained essentially the same. And a large portion of taking that of making beer is taking wort and boiling it. There's a lot of enzymatic sort of things that you need to have happen that require boiling in order to make good beer. Now, once you boil it, though, the problem is you have to cool it down pretty quickly, because if you don't, you leave it way too susceptible to contamination, microbes, bacteria, wild yeast, things like that. So you gotta cool it down quickly. Now that's fine. Today we have the technology to do so. In a worst case scenario, we have refrigeration. We have the ability to cool something down regardless of climate, temperature, location, time of the year, time of the day, season, whatever, it doesn't matter. On the other hand, back in the late 1800s, refrigeration didn't exist on the west coast of California yet. And so that meant finding a natural way of cooling that wort down, which meant ice. The thing is, when has ice naturally occurred here in San Francisco? Maybe the last ice age or so? I mean, it's only snowed here 5 or 10 times in the last 100 years. So there's not been a whole lot of ice to be found to be making beer with. So that meant finding another way. Now they wanted to make a lager. Lagers are fermented typically at temperatures below 60 degrees, optimally around 40 degrees. On the other hand, ales are fermented at temperatures between 60 and 75 degrees. Now, not ice, 40 degrees is out of the question. There was no way that was going to happen. But they discovered they could get it down to 60 degrees. They found a lager yeast that would survive that temperature, that would create a beer that was light, cool, refreshing, easy to drink, low in alcohol content, malty, and flavor like a lager should be. But also had several of the ale characteristics you're looking for, some of the fruit flavors, colors, textures, and esters that went along with ales. Now, it kind of created a bit of a hybrid lager, so the new goal became to get it down to 60 degrees. Of course, the question remained, how? Well, Bay Area folks, San Franciscans, about what temperature pretty much every night of the year here in San Francisco? It's about 50 degrees. So what they would actually do is they'd take it on the roof of the building, they'd build these very large, shallow, high surface area wooden vats called cool ships. It's also what I called my car my freshman year of college. Didn't go well for me. They build them on the roof of the building, they fill it with this boiling hot water and leave it up there overnight and let the San Francisco night air cool it down for them. Now, of course, when you take a hot liquid like that and you cool it off pretty quickly, it gives off steam, right? Now imagine if we cover the entire roof of a building with these vats. That's a lot of steam coming off of the roof of that building. And so if you're out enjoying the San Francisco night air with a friend, a family member, a loved one, tap on the shoulder, point out that steam and say, hey look, they must be making beer tonight. Hence the term steam beer. Now I know that's a bit of a romantic image, but that's why I like it so much. And it is the most commonly attributed story as to where the term steam beer comes from. So there you go, steam beer.